Patrick Mahomes is undoubtedly the best quarterback in the NFL. He's coming off a regular season MVP, Super Bowl win, and his second Super Bowl MVP. He does some of the most ridiculous stuff I've ever seen on a football field. Given all that, has he already surpassed Tom Brady as the GOAT? Is he a top 5 quarterback all time? If the answer to both of those two previous questions is no, where will Mahomes rank if he and the Chiefs are able to repeat and hoist the Lombardi Trophy in back-to-back seasons? Patrick Mahomes is a winner. From the very first moment he became a starting NFL quarterback, he showed he had what it took to win football games. And he hasn't slowed down since. Patrick Mahomes has won 80% of the games he has played in the regular season in his first 6 seasons. Well, 5 seasons when you realize he only played 1 game his rookie season. His 80% win percentage would be the 3rd best mark of any quarterback all time, surpassing even Tom Brady's 74.9%. This is an astounding winning percentage, but comparing a guy who has played in 335 games versus a guy who has only played in 80 games would be extremely short-sighted. In all honesty, it would be straight up negligent to use win percentage as the focal evaluative metric, since every quarterback in the top 5 of win percentage has at least 2 times more games played than Patrick Mahomes. Ultimately, comparing regular season win percentage isn't a good barometer to determine all-time standing, and many will argue wins aren't even a quarterback stat. Alright, so if we can't look at just regular season winning percentage, where else should we turn to? How about interception percentage? One of the quarterback's most important jobs is to protect the football, making sure the team gets the most out of every possession. Mahomes ranks 3rd in interception percentage all time at 1.6%. The fact that his percentage is this low despite some of the crazy stuff we see on Sunday tells us how an all-time great quarterback is able to both make magic happen while at the same time have the wherewithal to make proper decisions and stay within structure to not hurt his football team. Now, if only his teammates would stop dropping the ball, the percentage might be even lower. Interception percentage isn't the only mind-boggling stat from Patrick Mahomes. You'll notice that as a recurring theme. Currently, Patrick Mahomes sits tied for 58th all-time in regular season passing touchdowns. Now, there isn't really anything special about being ranked 58, except for the fact that by season's end, Patrick Mahomes could catch 3 active NFL quarterbacks in touchdown passes all time. I'm gonna say that again because I couldn't believe it myself. Mahomes could potentially pass 3 active NFL quarterbacks, not one of which has less than 10 years of NFL playing time. Joe Flacco, Derek Carr, Ryan Tannehill. I know the NFL has changed in recent years to be more pass happy, but damn! Mahomes is also 10th all time in completion percentage and is on his way to passing another Hall of Fame quarterback, Terry Bradshaw, and another stat category, passing yards. But enough about stats. They only tell part of the story. What has Patrick Mahomes actually accomplished? To be frank, a hell of a lot. He's been regular season MVP twice, he's been first team All-Pro twice, second team All-Pro once, and has been selected to the Pro Bowl in each of the 5 seasons he started at quarterback. And this is just the SparkNotes version of Mahomes' regular season success. If you really want to dive into the craziness of it all, how about I mention that Jim Brown is the only player in NFL history to win MVP his rookie year. Had Patrick Mahomes not played in 1 meaningless game in his first season, he would have essentially been a rookie in his second season, and he would have been just the 2nd player all time to achieve this feat. Now look, I get it. Mahomes got to sit behind Alex Smith and learn the playbook before he actually ever played in a game, so he wouldn't actually have been a rookie in his second season, but you get the point. In Patrick Mahomes' first season starting at quarterback, he threw for 50 touchdowns, tying Tom Brady's career mark, and he finished 2nd all-time in touchdown passes behind Peyton Manning, who threw for a whopping 55 touchdowns in his MVP year. Oh, and he became just the 2nd player all-time to win an MVP award the first year he started at quarterback. The other, Hall of Famer Kurt Warner. So yeah, in case it isn't clear, Patrick Mahomes is an extremely good football player in the regular season. But quarterbacks don't get judged for regular season success. Fair or unfair, they get judged for playoff success, especially Super Bowl wins. It's why quarterbacks like Dan Marino, Phillip Rivers, Cam Newton, and Matt Ryan aren't typically given their proper due. Patrick Mahomes' playoff record stacks up with all the other all-time greats. He's made 3 Super Bowls, is a 2-time Super Bowl champion, 2-time Super Bowl MVP, and boasts an 11-3 playoff record. You can't even knock his playoff losses if you tried. He's lost to Tom Brady 2 times, once in the AFC Championship game in his first year as a starting quarterback, and again in the Super Bowl when he had to try to will his team to a win with throws like this.
Mahomes got it away!
His only other playoff loss to Joe Burrow in the AFC Championship game. His playoff losses, 2 AFC Championship games, 1 Super Bowl loss. The most successful failures I've ever heard of. With everything that Patrick Mahomes has already accomplished, has he already supplanted Tom Brady as the GOAT? No, he hasn't. Tom Brady is a unicorn. We may never get to witness his type of greatness ever again. 7-time Super Bowl champion, the all-time leader in pass yards and pass touchdowns, and one of the greatest competitors to ever play the game. He also beat Patrick Mahomes head-to-head in the Super Bowl. So Mahomes is not the GOAT, at least not yet. Has he made his way into the top 5 all-time? Has he passed the likes of Joe Montana, a perfect 4-0 in the Super Bowl, 3-time Super Bowl MVP, 2-time regular season MVP, and first ballot Hall of Famer? No. What about slotting him in at either 3rd or 4th all-time? Also, no. Those spots belong to Drew Brees and Peyton Manning. I can already hear it now. Drew Brees is just a 1-time Super Bowl champion. He doesn't have enough playoff success to be ranked here. He's just accumulated regular season stats. Anyone who puts the word just in front of that Saints Super Bowl needs a serious reality check. If I could compare Drew Brees and the Saints Super Bowl to another sport, I'd say it resembles Dirk Nowitzki's and the Dallas Mavericks win over the Miami Heat. I mean, hell, Drew Brees beat the next guy on this list head-to-head to win that Super Bowl. Brees is also the leader in completion percentage all time if you exclude active players at 67.7%. He has 7 seasons over 70% completion percentage. He came back from a horrible shoulder injury that many thought he would never recover from. And if one Thomas Edward Patrick Brady didn't exist, Drew Brees would be the all-time leader in both passing touchdowns and passing yards. He is sure to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and Patrick Mahomes is not better than him all time. Alright, but what about Peyton Manning? Is Patrick Mahomes already better than Peyton Manning? No. Peyton Manning is another first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champ, has made the Super Bowl 4 times, is a 5-time NFL MVP, is a 7-time All-Pro, had the single greatest season for a quarterback ever, is 3rd all-time in passing touchdowns at 539, and 3rd all-time in passing yards, eclipsing Brett Favre by just 102 passing yards. Mahomes is not ahead of Peyton Manning. Realistically, Mahomes could go here at number 5 given everything outlined so far. The career achievements at this point in his career are phenomenal to say the least, but I can't put him over Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is going to have a chance to pass 60,000 yards this season. He will also have a chance to pass the guy he sat behind for 3 years in touchdown passes. He beat one of the best defenses of all time in the Super Bowl, the 2010 Steelers, with the Defensive Player of the Year. He made the big dance as a 6th seed and last wildcard team, throwing for 304 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's a 4-time All-Pro and 4-time regular season MVP. He's the greatest arm talent the league has ever seen. Aaron's career achievements, given he sat for 3 years, are literally absurd. There's no chance Aaron Rodgers is lower than 5th all time. If we go based off of the eye test, absolutely Patrick Mahomes is a top 5 quarterback all time, but there's something to be said for longevity. Fear the old man in a profession where men die young. Can he sustain his greatness for several more seasons to match the longevity of these other quarterbacks? I wouldn't bet against him. He's currently the 6th greatest quarterback of all time. Should he win another Super Bowl and Super Bowl MVP this season, Mahomes would inarguably be a top 5 quarterback all time. And as crazy as this might sound, in just his 7th season in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes would be the 2nd greatest quarterback of all time. Thank you for your time.